Well, hello there everyone, and welcome back for part 3 of Asalai. How was everyone's week? If you happened to tune in last time, you'll know we were introduced to our main characters, as well as the inciting incident that sets them on their journey. Well, this time round, we'll be following Henry and the BADS as they make their voyage into the mysterious Congo Rainforest, or what we screenwriters call the point of no return. Sounds kinda ominous, doesn't it? Before we continue things this week, I just want to respond to some of the complaints I had from part 2. Yes, I know last week's post didn't have much horror, but in mine and the screenwriter's defense, last week's post was only the build-up to the story. In other words, part 2 was merely the introduction of our characters. So, if you still have a problem with that, you basically have a problem with any movie ever made ever. Besides, you should be thanking me for last week. I could have included the poorly written dialogue scenes. Instead, I was gracious enough to exclude them. But that's all behind us now. Everything you read here on will be the adventure section of Henry's story, which means all the action and all of the horror. Muhahaha. Sorry. Well, with that pretty terrible intro out the way, let's continue with the story, shall we? XT. Kinshasa Airport, DR Congo, morning fade in. Outside the airport terminal, all the BADS sit on top their backpacks, bored out their minds. The early morning sun already makes them sweat. Next to Beth is Angela Jean, Asian American, short boy's hair, pretty, but surprisingly well-built. Nadi stands ahead of the BADS, searches desperately through the terminal doors. Moses checks his watch. Moses, we're gonna miss our boat. No response. Nadia. Nadi. He'll be here, all right? His plane's already landed. Jerome. Yeah, that was half an hour ago. Ty goes over to Nadi. Tuai. Maybe he chickened out. Maybe he decided not to go at last minute. Nadi. Frustrated. He's on the plane. He texted me before leaving Heathrow. Moses. Has he texted since? Chantal now goes to Nadi to console her. Chantal. Nad? What if the guys are right? What if he Nadi? Wait. At the terminal doors, a large group enter outside. Nadi searches desperately for a familiar face. The BADS look onwards in anticipation. Nadi ontied. Softly, please, Henry, please be here. The group of people now break away in different directions to reveal by themselves. Henry, oversized backpack on, searches around, lost. Nadi's eyes widen at the sight of him, wide as her smile. Nadi untied Henry. Henry looks over to see Nadi running towards him. Henry, oh my God. Henry, almost in disbelief, runs to her also. Angela. To group. So, I'm guessing that's Henry? Jerome. What gave it away? Henry and Nadi only meters apart. Henry? Babes. Nadi? You're here. They collide. Wrap into each other's arms. Become one. As if separated at birth. Nadi untied, you're here. You're really here. Henry. Yeah, I am. They now make out with each other repeatedly. Really has been a long time. Nadi. I thought you might have changed your mind, that you weren't coming. Henry. What? Course I was still coming. I was just held up by security. Nadi. Relieved, thank God. Nadi again wraps her arms around Henry. Nadi, Auntie'd come and meet the guys. She drags Henry, hand in hand towards the BADS. They all stand up except Ty, Jerome, and Moses. Nadi, Auntie'd guys? This is Henry. Henry. Nervous. Alright. How's it going? Chantal. Oh my God. Hey. Chantal goes and hugs Henry. He wasn't expecting that. Chantal. Santit, it's so great to finally meet you in person. Naughty. Well, you already know Chan. This is Beth and her girlfriend Angela. Beth, hey. Angela waves a casual hey. Naughty. This is Jerome. Jerome nods. Sup. Naughty. And, hesitant. This is Ty. Oi, hey man. Ty gets up and approaches Henry. Toi auntie, nice to meet you. He puts a hand out to Henry. They shake. Henry. Yeah. Cheers. Naughty's surprised at the civility of this. Naughty. And this here's Moses. Our leader. Jerome. Leader. Founder. Father figure. Henry. To Moses. Nice to meet you. Henry holds out a hand to Moses, who just stares at him. Like a king on a throne of backpacks. Moses gets up. To others, come on. We got a boat to catch. Moses collects his backpack and turns away. The others follow. Naughty's infuriated by this show of rudeness. Henry looks at her. Was it me? Naughty smiles comfortably to him, before both follow behind the others. XT. Kinshasa/Congo River. Later, out of two small, yellow taxicabs, the group now walk the city's outskirts towards the very wide and ocean-like Congo River, a ginormous mass of water. Waiting on the banks by a boat with an outboard motor, a Congolese man, early 30s, waves them over. Moses. To Manyo. You Fabrice? Fabrice. In French. Yes. Yes. Are you all ready to go? Moses. Yeah. This is everyone. We ready to get going? XT. Congo River Day on the moving boat. Moses, Jerome and Ty sit at the back with Fabrice, controls the motor. Beth and Angela at the front. Henry, Naughty and Chantal sat in the middle. The afternoon sun scorches down on them. The group already appear to be in paradise. The river, the towering trees and wildlife. Beautiful. Henry looks back to Moses. Sunglasses on, enjoys the view. Henry. To Naughty. I'll be back. Yeah. Naughty. Where are you off to? Henry. Just to make some mates. Henry steadily makes his way to the back of the moving boat. Naughty watches concernedly. Henry stops in front of Moses, seems not to notice him. Henry's auntie, hey Moses. Alright? I was just wondering. When we get there, is there anything you need me to be in charge of? Or anything? Like, I'm pretty good at lighting for Moses. I don't need anything from you, man. Henry. What? Moses. I said, I don't need a damn thing from you. I don't need your help. I don't need your contribution. And honestly, no one really needs you here. Henry's stumped. Moses, CONT'd, if I want something from you, I'll come hollering. In the meantime, I think it's best we avoid one another. You cool with that, Oliver Twist? Jerome found that hilarious. Henry saw. Jerome stops laughing. Yeah, seconded. Henry now looks to Ty, also amused, to see if he feels the same. Ty just turns away to the scenery. Henry. Suit yourself. Turns away. Under breath. Prick. With that, Henry goes back to Naughty and Chantal. Ready to sit, Henry then decides it's not over. He carries on up the boat, into Beth and Angela's direction. Naughty. Babes? Beth sees Henry coming, quickly gets up and walks past him. Fake smiles on the way. Henry sits down in defeat. So much for making friends. The boat's engine drowns out his thoughts. Angela. I suppose I should be thanking you. Henry's caught off guard. Henry. Sorry, what? Henry turns to Angela. Engrossed in a book. Her legs hang out the boat. Angela. Well, if it weren't for you, I wouldn't exactly be on this voyage. And they say white privilege is a bad thing. Henry. Yeah. That's alright. You're welcome. Pause. Breaks silence. What are you reading? Angela, her attention still on the pages. Angela. Show's cover, Heart of Darkness. Henry. Is it any good? Angela, yep. Henry. What's it about? Angela doesn't answer, clearly just wants to read. Then, Angela. It's about this guy Marlowe, who gets a boat job on this river. Looks up like this exact river. And he's told to go find this other guy, Kurtz, who's apparently gone insane from staying in the jungle for too long or something. Henry processes this. Angela thought it anyway. It turns out the natives upriver treat Kurtz sorta like an evil god. Makes them do evil things for him. And along the way, Marlowe contemplates what the true meaning of good and evil is and all that shit. Henry. Right? Pause. That sounds a lot like Apocalypse Now. Angela. Sarcastic. That's because it is. Henry. Concerned. And it's from being in the jungle that he goes insane? Angela. Still reading, hum. Henry. Suddenly tense. Rotates round at the continual line of moving trees along the banks. Henry. Can I ask you something? Why did you agree to come along with all of this? Angela. I dunno. For the adventure, maybe. Because I somewhat agree with their bullshit philosophy of restarting humanity. Pause. Besides, I could be asking you the same thing. Henry looks back to Naughty Ties now next to her. They appear to make friendly conversation. Naughty looks up front to Henry, gives a slight smile. He unconvincingly smiles back. Hey, it's the OP here. Don't worry. I'm not omitting any more scenes this week. I just thought I should mention something regarding the real-life story. So, Angela, the screenplay portrays her character pretty authentically to her real-life counterpart. At least, that's what Henry told me. Like you'll soon see in this story, the real-life Angela was kind of a badass. The only thing vastly different about her fictional counterpart is, well, her ethnicity. Like we've already read in this script, Angela's character is introduced as being Asian American. But the real-life Angela wasn't Asian. She was white. When I asked the screenwriter about this, the only excuse he had for race-swapping Angela's character was that he was trying to fill out a diversity quota. Modern Hollywood. Am I right? It's not like Angela's true ethnicity is important to the story or anything, but like I promised in part 1, I said I would jump in to clarify what's true to the real story, or what was changed for the script. Anyways, let's jump back into it ext. Mangala River evening. Days later, the boat has now entered rainforest country. Rainfall heaves down, fills the narrowing tributary. Surrounding the boat, vegetation engulfs everything in its greenness. Animal life is heard. The calling of multiple bird species. Monkeys cackle, coincides with the sound of rain. The tail of a small crocodile disappears beneath the rippling water. On the boat, everyone's soaking wet, yet the humidity of the rainforest is clearly felt. Civilization is now confirmedly behind us. ext. Mangala River. Day rain continues to pour as the boat's now almost at full speed. Curves around the banks. Around the curve, the group's attention turns to the revelation of a man. Waiting. He waves at them as if stranded. Moses. To Fabrice. There. That's gotta be him. Fabrice slows down. Pulls up bankside next to the man. Congolese. Late 20s. Dressed appropriately for this environment. Moses. Santidio. Abraham. Right? It's us. We're the Americans. Abraham. In English? Yes, yes. Hello. Hello, Americans. XT. Congo Rainforest. Later that day rainfall is now dormant. The group move on foot through the thick jungle, follow behind Abraham. Moses, Jerome, and Ty up front with him. In the middle, Beth is with Angela, who has the best equipped gear, clearly knows how to be in this terrain. At the back are Chantal, Naughty, and Henry. Henry rotates round at the treetops, where sunlight seeps through. Heavenly. Noddy inhales, takes in the clean, natural air. Beth. Slaps neck. H. These damn mosquitoes are killing me. To Angela. Ange. Can you get my bug repellent? Angela pulls out a can of bug repellent from Beth's backpack. Beth's auntie Jesus. How can anyone live here? Noddy. Sarcastic. Well, it's a good thing we're not. Isn't it then? Chantal. To Beth. Would you spray me too? They're in my damn hair. Beth sprays Chantal. Chantal's auntie not on me. Around me. EXT. Rainforest. 2 days later the group continue their trek. Far further into the interior now. A single line. Everyone struggles under the humidity. Ty now at the back. Henry. Shit. Noddy. Babes? What's wrong? Henry. I need to go again. Chantal. Seriously? Again? Noddy. Do you want me to wait for you? Henry. Nah. Just keep going and I'll catch up, yeah. Tell the others not to wait for me. Henry leaves the line, drops his backpack and heads into the trees. The others move on. Ty and Noddy now walk together, dragged behind the group. Tuai, he ain't gonna make it. Noddy. Sorry? Tuai. That's like the dozenth time he's had to go, and we've only been out here for a couple of days. Noddy, well, it's not exactly like you're running marathons out here. Ty feels his shirt, soaked in sweat. Tuai, yeah, maybe. Difference is though, I always knew what I was getting myself into, and I don't think he ever really did. Noddy, you don't know the first thing about Henry. Tuai, I know what regret looks like. Dude's practically swimming in it. Noddy stops and turns to Ty. Noddy, look, I'm sorry how things ended between us. Okay, I really am. But don't you dare try and make me question my relationship with Henry. That's my business, not yours. And I need you to stay out of it. Tuai, fine. If that's what you want. But remember what I said. You are the only reason I'm here. Ty lets that sink in. Tye you may think he's here for you too, but I know better. And it's only a matter of time before you start to see that for yourself. Noddy gets drawn up into Ty's eyes. Doubt now surfaces on her face. Noddy, I will always cherish what we rustlings heard. Ty and Noddy look behind, as Henry resurfaces out the trees. Noddy turns away instantly from Ty, who walks on, gives her one last look before joins the others. Henry's now caught up with Noddy. Henry gasps, hey. Noddy, hey. Noddy's unsettled. Everything Ty said sticks with her. Henry, I swear that's the last time, I promise. XT. Rainforest. Days later the trek continues. Heavy rain has returned is all we can hear. Abraham, in front of the others, studies around at the jungle ahead, extremely concerned, even afraid. He stops dead in his tracks. Moses and Jerome run into him. Moses, yo Abe? What's up, man? Abraham is frozen, fearful to even move. Moses, thointeed yo, Abe? Jerome clicks his fingers in Abraham's face. No reaction. Jerome. To Moses, man, what the hell's with him? Abraham takes a few steps backwards. Abraham. I go no more. Jerome. What? Abraham. You go. I go back. Moses. What the hell you talking about? You're supposed to show us the way. Abraham opens his backpack, takes out and unfolds a map to show Moses. Abraham. Here. He moves his finger along a pencil-drawn route on the map. Abraham. So indeed follow this. Keep follow and you find. God bless. Abraham turns back the way they came past the others. Abraham. So indeed. To others. God bless. He stops on Henry. Abraham. Taunted, God bless, white man. With that, Abraham leaves. Everyone watches him go. Moses shouts, Yo Abe man, what if we get lost? Yext. Jungle later that day Moses now leads the way, map in hand, as the group now walk in uncertainty. Each direction appears the same, surrounded by nothing but spaced-out trees. Moses, hold up, stop. Moses listens for something. Beth, what is it Moses? Shut up. Just listen. All fall quite to listen. Birds singing in the trees, falling droplets from the again dormant rain, and something far off in the distance, a sort of swooshing sound. Moses, Auntie, can you hear that? Tuai listens. Yeah. What is that? Moses listens again. Moses, that's a stream. I think we're here. Guys, this is the spot. Chantal, underwhelmed. Wait, this is it? Moses, of course it is. Look at this place. It's paradise. Beth, relieved. Ain't naughty, thank God. Jerome, I need a lie down. Everyone collapses, throw their backpacks off except Angela watches everyone fall around her. Moses, wait, just hold on. Moses listens for the stream once more. Moses, Auntie, it's this way. Come on. What are you waiting for? Moses races after the distant swooshing sound. The entire group moan as they follow reluctantly. Yext. Stream moments later the group arrive to meet Moses. Already at the stream. Moses, this is a fresh water source. Look how clear this shit is. Points. Look. Everyone follows Moses' finger to see. Silhouettes of several fish. Moses, Auntie, we can even spear fish in here. Henry, is it safe to swim? Moses, what sort of question's that? Of course it's safe to swim. Henry, all right then. Henry, drenched in sweat, like the others, throws himself into the stream. Splash. Moses, hey man, you're scaring away all our fish. The others jump in after him, even Jerome and Ty. They cool off in the cold water. A splash fight commences. Everyone now laughing and having fun. In their utopia. Ext. Jungle/camp. Night the group sit around a self-made campfire, eating marshmallows. Tents in the background behind them. Moses, to group, we gotta talk about what we're gonna do tomorrow. Just because we're here don't mean we can just sit around. We got work to do. We need to build a sort of defense around camp, fences or something. Angela, why don't you just booby-trap the perimeter? Moses, patronizing. Anyone here know how to make traps? No one puts their hand up except Angela casually. Moses, Taunted, anyone know how to make human traps? Angela keeps her hand up. Moses, Taunted, surprised. Dude, to group, alright, well. Now that's out of the way, we also need to learn how to hunt. We can make spears out of sticks and sharpen the ends. Hell, we can even make bows and arrows. Chantal, can we not just stick to eating this? Moses scoffs, too happy to even pick on Chantal right now. Moses, I think right now would be a really good time to pray. Jerome, what, seriously? Moses, yeah, seriously. Guys, come on. He's the reason we're all here. Moses closes his eyes, hands out, clears his throat. Moses, Taunted, our Father in heaven, hallowed by your name. Your kingdom come. The others try awkwardly to join in. Moses, Taunted, your will be done on earth as is in heaven. Beth, that's it. I'm going to bed. Moses, damn it, Beth. We're in the middle of a prayer. Beth, hey, I didn't sign up for any of this missionary shit. And if you don't mind, it's been a hard few days and I need to get laid. To Angela, come on, baby. The group all groan at this. Jerome, God damn it, Bethany. Beth leaves to her tent with Angela, who casually salutes the others. Moses, well, so much for that. Moses continues to talk, as Noddy turns to Henry next to her. Noddy, hey? Henry, in his own world, turns to her. Noddy, our tent's ready now. Isn't it? Henry. Why? You fancy going to bed early? Noddy whispers into Henry's ear. She pulls out to look at him seductively. Noddy. To group. I think we're going to bed too. Gets up night. Everyone. Chantal. Really? You're gonna leave me here with these guys? Noddy, afraid so. Night then. Noddy and Henry leave to their tent. Henry, yeah, we're really tired. Ty watches as Noddy and Henry leave together, hand in hand. The fire exposes the hurt in his eyes. In tent, night Henry and Noddy lay asleep together, barely visible through the dark. Henry's deep under. Sweat shines off his face and body. He begins to twitch, intercut with jungle as before. The spiked fence runs through, guarding the bush on other side. Now on the other side, beyond the bush, we see the WOT, back down against the roots of a ginormous tree. Once again perspires sweat and blood. The Woot winces, raises his head slightly before tent. Early morning zip. A circular light shines through on Henry's face. Frightens him awake. Moses. Rise and shine, Henry boy. Henry squints at 3 figures in the entranceway. Realizes it's Moses, Jerome and Ty, all holding long sticks. Noddy. Turns over. UGH. What are you all doing? It's bright as hell in here. Jerome. We're taking your little playboy here on a fishing trip. Noddy. Well, zip the door up at least. Geez. Hey, it's the OP again. And that's the end to part 3 of Asali. I wish we could carry on with the story a little longer this week, but sadly, I can only fit a certain number of words in these posts before anyone runs to complain in the comments. I know, there wasn't any real horror this week either. But what can I say? This screenplay's a rather slow burn. So all you A24 nerds out there should be eating this shit up. Besides, we've just reached the point of no return, or what we screenwriters also call the point in the story where shit soon hits the fan. We're getting to the good stuff now, I tell you. Join me again next week to see how our group's commune works out, and when the jungle's hidden horrors finally reveal themselves. Thanks to everyone who's been sharing these posts and spreading the word. It means a lot, not just to me but especially Henry. As always, leave your thoughts and theories in comments and I'll be sure to answer any questions you have. Until next time, folks, this is the OP logging off.